Welcome everyone to beautiful Tecumseh, Ontario, to Burt Lacoste Park for tonight's exhibition matchup, the Lombard Orioles, the Tecumseh Thunder, here on Wheat Digital. Good evening everyone, I'm Justin Prince. Welcome to tonight's action at the brand newly renovated Burt Lacoste Park. Whether it's the new brick along the different grandstands, whether it's the grandstands themselves, whether it's the facilities in general, they're getting set for some of its first major action here this evening on the lead up to the national championships in a couple months' time. Tonight, Lombard comes in from the Chicago Suburban League and from the Wisconsin State League. We'll see how they'll start up here with Judd Lorick, along with Charlie Parcell, Vince Spadafora, Trey Rome, Dylan Holmes, along with Joan Fleeka, Jordan Vasquez, Will Potter, Eloy Suarez. The batting lineup today for Lombard. That's a look top to bottom at their lineup for today, as they come in looking to continue what's been a solid hitting season for them so far. Currently, pitchers and players in the midst of warm-ups preparing for tonight's festivities here at the ballpark. And it's an interesting dynamic between the two teams. It was described by Eric Cunningham, one of the center fielders for the team, that it's the dynamic between competitive student athletes on one side, and then on the other side, you bring in a team with some that work during the daytime. By the way, your weather looks like this: 24 degrees Celsius. It feels like 27. Mostly cloudy. Showers are possible, though. They are as high as 90% for today's ball game. The Tecumseh Thunder about 5-3 in regular season play in the midst of their warm-ups here at the ballpark. Jamie Kell, the head coach, once again for 15-plus years. It's been 10-plus years since the start of this partnership between Lombard and Tecumseh. And when talking to one of the assistant coaches, Tim Stoddard, they mentioned that every time they come here, it's been competitive. It's been a learning experience for their players to be able to compete here in Canada. So both teams in the midst of their preparations for tonight's ball game, as you see them in the brand new dugouts here. And a hello from Jamie Kell, and preparing for tonight's festivities. 9 innings on the docket for tonight's matchup. So as the players continue to prepare for tonight's festivities for this one, Tecumseh has talked about getting ready to host national competition in August. This is part of the lead up for that, where we continue to see the ballpark prepare to make sure that it's in full swing for the grand opening. The grand opening for the ballpark officially is in August, late August, when the tournament gets underway. Lots of construction still taking place out in left center field, in fact, as they continue to prepare the various fields and the pavement and the new lead up to the ballpark just outside the front gates. So we continue to prepare for tonight's festivities, as it's time to discuss things. It's time for ground rules here at the ballpark in Tecumseh, Ontario. Both teams making sure they're on the same page before they begin tonight's matchup here from the Road City. Let's take a look at who's the starting pitcher tonight from the Tecumseh Thunder. This is Micah Harris. He's from Cottam, Ontario, 6'2", 5+ years now with the organization as a pitcher. He closed out the team's last appearance against the Windsor Stars earlier in the week. Last season, he had an ERA of 3.33 for the Tecumseh Thunder. Previously, he pitched for St. Croix College and its Saints, which will also be playing in this ballpark in the future. So the ground rules discussion underway between these two sides when talking things over again with Lombard staff for tonight. They have tons of college players and players that are ready to go to the collegiate level, including several that were preseason All-Americans from the various scouting ranks coming into the year. A lot of them have been trying to circulate into the lineup and have in turn been since the College World Series and the lead up to that, with several of the players preparing for collegiate play with its postseason. They have said that since most of their players have come back through that rotation, they have shown improvement as a team and have shown good hitting and good speed. Looks like the umpiring crews finishing things up for the ground rules before we get things started here from the Road City and just in its outskirts from Tecumseh, Ontario, from Windsor, Essex County. Just a couple moments away from the start of the action as Harris now warms up to begin us underway. Again, it'll be Judd Derby, take place on the 21st of August. We'll see you then in this end of the summertime. But Warwick is ready to go. Harris is ready to go. We're happy to have you with us. It's the start of baseball from Tecumseh. Harris starts things off with a strike, 0-1. Now Warwick, he's committed to Michigan State. And he slaps this one to second. Played by Anderson, thrown to Roberto Duncan for the first out. So a 4-3 ground out to start things off today. That brings up center fielder Charlie Parcell. Parcell, 46 games started, 52 games played this past season with NIU and its Huskies. A 277 hitter there. Hit hard to right field, but grabbed and caught by Barker in right for a blistering flyout. 2 outs already. 3 total pitches, 2 outs. And the table setters go down in quick work. That one's quickly tracked down by Barker on the jump. Now spotted up, Spadafora to left, the slide, but a bubble. Dropped that time by LaMancha. And that gets Spadafora aboard for the first base runner of the ball game with 2 outs. Spadafora able to get aboard to bring up Trey Rome, a 3-year letter winner when he played with Elmhurst University and its Blue Jays. In fact, a 403 hitter last year. Starting things off with a ball, 1-0. 18 players made the trip down to Canada for this stint for Lombard. This one slapped foul, 1-1. Hit recorded, by the way, for a single on the previous play. So the Orioles are on the board for the hit category today with Spadafora. Harris, 1-1, off speed, in for a strike, 1-2. Solid lead at first. 2 outs, 1-2 the count. Hard contact, left center, back it goes, bye-bye. Trey Rome hits a home run. And the first team CCIW back from 2022 has the home run to start off the scoring. It's 2-0. Did say 403 hitter that time, nearly hit towards the 401 in terms of distance. All the way out to the dirt mounds that are currently working out in left center field. Dylan Holmes now up to the plate. Starts off with one fastball tight in, missing 1-0. One of the main things talked about by the catcher Eric Cunningham for tonight. The pitching had been a strength. Speaking of strength, that one slapped foul, nearly to the foul pole. 1-1. They had been seeing lots of players stepping up, in the words of Cunningham. However, consistency had been the main talking point in what's been an up and down season. Ground ball hit to Workington, thrown to Duncan at first, and the side's retired. 2-0 Thunder so far tonight. So the Orioles, should say, getting themselves on the board with a home run with Trey Romay. Coming off 2 hits and 2 runs, no errors. Top of the first complete here in Tecumseh. So that brings up the Lombard Orioles pitching staff as they prepare for tonight. Justin Rios will be the one thrown to the mound for tonight. Pitched last from 2019 to 23 for North Central College, where he went 4-2 collegiately record-wise. Both sides getting themselves prepared for the bottom of the first inning off a Trey Romay home run. Both sides finish up the preparations here. One thing to keep an eye on for Lombard, they have 3 games over the next 2+ days here in the Rose City and in Tecumseh. So, just 9 pitchers are available for those 3 games. They said keep an eye on that depending on how this game flows, on how much the pitching staff gets utilized here. Regardless, they expect this staff to keep it competitive for these matchups. So the Tecumseh Thunder ready to come to the plate to start things off for the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the lineup. Miles Miller, followed by Eric Cunningham, Dan Workington, Paul Amencha, Ross Barker, Josh Anderson, Roberto Duncan, Russell Olivier, and Patrick Hibble, your lineup for Tecumseh. Swing and a miss to start. Miles Miller swings through it 0-1. Miller considered one of the table centers for Tecumseh. So that one's in for strike 2. Previously had experience collegiately at Cameron University. Also was a part of the Seattle Mariners organization at one point. That one called safe. 1-2. One and two the count for Miles Miller. This one slapped to short. A slide by Warwick. Throw to first, goes underneath the glove of Romay. That's going to get a base runner. It looks like going to be on board. That was close to being a put out. Watch right there, just bounces right in front of the glove. And right down to a foot race on the throw. Hit called on that one, Eric Cunningham to the plate. High one to start, 1-0. Again, 2-0 Orioles is your score. Cunningham previously at Wayne State University and St. Clair. That one watched, 2-0. 2-0, your count That one drops underneath the zone, 3-0. Dan Workington is on deck. High one, missing on the fastball. And the first walk of the game puts 2 runners aboard with nobody out. That brings in Dan Workington. It's his second year with this team. And the shortstop ready to see if he can move these runners that are on board, one in scoring position. First pitch from Rios. Slapped hard to right field. Down for extra bases. Around to second goes Workington. Coming home to score goes Miller. And it's a stand-up double to begin the scoring for Tecumseh. And former second-team All-MAC player. Able to start Tecumseh scoring off with some electricity in the bat. That brings up the left fielder, Paul Lamentia. Mencha, I should say. Has some ICBL experience with the London Majors. Also, previously played collegiately with Wayne State University. 1-0 the count. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. 2-1 Orioles is your score. That fastball misses the bottom of the zone. 2-0. Rios the sign. The pitch. Again, drops underneath. 3-0 for Rios. Rios collegiately at an area around 6. Three-two again. Hit down the right field line, but fouled to the new pavement. And so far, this at bat, still 3-2.
That looks good. There it goes.
Swings on through for the strikeout, but it's in the dirt. Mencha throw towards first, gets the out, and the first strikeout of the ball game. Ross Barker now to the plate. Ross Barker has been with the team since being a part of the under-22 squad back in 2015. Starts off speed, slow and missing. 1-0. Hard contact, popped up. Tracked down by Fleeka for the second out. And that will not move the runners. They stay at second and third.
Second baseman number 5, Josh Anderson.
And hard to beat down a little bit because some of the raindrops in the sky. But that sets up Josh Anderson, a former St. Clair Saint. 244 last year with the team. Starts off speed, missing below the knees. 1-0.
Dan's camera's green.
Anderson, originally from Ajax. The 1-0. Thought about it, still gets the strike anyway. 1-1. Rios getting the sign. The 1-1 on Anderson. Swings through it for a strike, 1-2. Runners at second and third, 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Slapped foul. It stays 1-2 off the Anderson hit. Anderson can play both shortstop and second today. They have him at second to start. The 1-2 count. That one bobbles away. Runner called home, but now it's a rundown. Cunningham gets tagged for the out. The side's retired. So Tecumseh responds back with an RBI double. So after 1 inning of play, the Thunder and Orioles so far putting on a strong one. 2-1 Lombard is your score here from Windsor. We'll take a step aside. Second inning coming up after this. But he was also an All-American, second team in this time to right. Or back line this time. Gets across the original line of scrimmage. Tackle just shy of the first down.
Burrell looks for a spot. Burrell shoots it and scores on the near side. One mistake ends up booking a trip to the prairies.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Barron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's coverage of an exhibition matchup between the Orioles and Thunder. Again, the Orioles are the ones with the advantage, 2-1. As we get ready for the top of the second inning. Harris allowing a 2-run home run to Trey Romay. Started off that scoring in the first inning. We'll see how the top of the second plays out here. Leading things off, John Fleeka, then Jordan Vasquez, Will Potter. Fleeka, the second baseman, starts things off. He's from Lake Zurich. Committed to the University of Illinois, Chicago. Solid contact to right field, but drops foul. Second pitch of the count. Hard contact. This time bounced to. So again, directly to the shortstop. Not too bad to get to the St. Clair Saints coach. This is now Will Potter up at the plate. Starts off speed and in 1-0. 2 outs so far in the inning. The Orioles have been going very quickly through the counts. Fastball up high, 2-0. The 2-0. Goes more off speed, but missing 3-0. And again, 3 straight balls to start a count from Micah Harris. Harris off the breathe. 3-0. Gets it back into the zone. 3-1. On deck, Aloy Suarez. Off speed and inside. And taking a walk is Potter. So 2 outs here in the top of the second. The Orioles have a runner aboard. That brings up Suarez. Starts off speed, but in 0-1. Trying to work fast through the count, this time missing 1-1. Runner at first, 2 outs. Top of the first inning.
Like I said, the stream deck we have, I can get it so that
1-1. Runner goes. The hit and run. Slapped out to Barker in right.
take 2.
Suarez gets a single, and that puts runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Replay ready? Yep. Ready, replay in. Yeah, I can make the stream deck.
Let's take a look. Hit and run in full effect. And before a response can come for Anderson, it goes blistering by him. That brings Warwick back up. 6.64 was his 60 time per the scouting combines. He can hit about 319 feet on power. This one hit a lot less than that to the trees. Foul. 0-1. Again, 0-1 is the count. Warwick slaps it up Main Street. Runner comes in to score, and it's an RBI single for Judd Warwick. Right between the second baseman and the shortstop it goes. The Orioles able to score a runner there. Now runners at first and second. Again, 3-1 Orioles. Trying to shuffle and hard contact from Parcell, but to left field, Lamensha tracks it down, and the side's retired. But 3-1 Orioles, now your score. Lombard able to quickly respond to Tecumseh's run with a run of their own. As we head to the bottom of the second inning. And some of the young fans having fun at the ballpark as we get through to the middle and bottom of this second inning. So the Orioles offense putting in some run support again for Rios. But now the Doggos looking to see if they can bring some runs from the Tecumseh side here for a second straight inning. Rios allowing runs on an RBI double from Workington. That's how the scoring has played out so far from Tecumseh's side. They'll start things off in this inning with Josh Anderson, Roberto Duncan next in the order, Russell Olivier. We'll wrap up the first three on the lineup card, the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Back to the plate after a run down last time up, Josh Anderson. Starts off fastball in 0-1. The 0-1 slap past the shortstop and Warwick. Anderson gets aboard. And all of a sudden, 3 hits now for the Thunder. They try and bring the Thunder. Having a rocket one past Warwick on the Shalehi. That brings up Roberto Duncan. An interesting player to talk about because he's in charge of St. Clair Saints program, one of the main heads for their baseball program here at this ballpark. So Duncan slaps it to Warwick. This time Warwick on the play. And how about the first part unassisted for the double play?
Perfect. There we go. Ready, 1. Take 1. Ready, 4, take 4.
Back to the action, Russell Olivier has it go out directly to first after the run down by Rios, and the second is complete. 3-1 is your score. The Orioles with the advantage so far here at Bertlecross Park. More coverage coming up right after these messages. Welcome back, everyone, to Tecumseh as we prepare for the top of the third inning. So far, hard hitting from the Orioles, and it goes by exactly what they were talking about, where no one stood out to them, but not in a bad way. In a way, they meant that all their bats were hitting and hitting well to come into this road trip to Canada. Lombard, based out of Illinois, competes in multiple different leagues. And when I say multiple, I'm talking 3 different on top of the exhibition schedule. They play in the Chicago Suburban League and also the Wisconsin State League. Back in 2018, they were able to pick up the National Amateur Baseball Federation World Series Championship during a 64-5 year. They play a lot of baseball over the course of the summertime out in Illinois. Still on the mound is Micah Harris after the 3 earned runs so far today. He'll have to face the heart of the lineup next, 3, 4, and 5 hitters here in this one. Spadafora, Rome, and Holmes due up. Vince Spadafora comes up. Spadafora. Last time up, hit a single before that homer by Rome. There's 90% chance of rain, by the way, in the forecast for parts of today. The rain clouds seemingly have stayed away so far. Off speed inside missing, 1-0. Spadafora, hard contact to center. Chasing after it is Miller. He tracks it down for the flyout for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the first baseman, coming off the homer last time up, and Trey Romay. Romay slapped it all the way to the dirt mounds in left center last time up. This one slapped all the way to Workington at short. Through to Duncan at first, gets the out. 2 gone. That is the 4th 6-3 ground out by the Orioles so far in this one. Classic style. That one nearly hits the letters 1 and 2. Part of a multi-million-dollar project to renovate the ballpark. Foul back to the brickwork, 1 and 2. Base is empty. 2 outs. Top of the 3rd inning. That one goes tight in. 2 and 2 on the fastball. Harris on the deep breaths. Takes the 2-2. This one hit over to Kibble. Throws Duncan off the bag, and the runner's safe. So a runner is aboard here in the top of the 3rd inning. So an error coming to play here off Kibble. Throw goes straight off the line. Duncan not able to get the tag. That brings up Fleeka. Fleeka to right field and chased down by Barker for the out. Runner left aboard. No hits, no runs, 1 error. And the Thunder still trail 3-1 to the Lombard Orioles. So the Tecumseh Thunder continuing to see if they can breathe out the energy from the Orioles. One of the main talking points from Eric Cunningham earlier tonight. It's still highly competitive student athletes versus us that still work during the day and have play baseball half the time for the fun. But a lot of it was
Third baseman number 12, Patrick Kibble.
Kibble, a former St. Clair Saint. One of the several part of this roster for Tecumseh, and the bullpen already is getting to work. Starts off with a ball, 1-0. One of the team's longtime pitchers, and Kyle Breitner, preparing, potentially be brought into the ball game. 1-1, foul to the screen. Kibble, a 6-foot hitter, right-handed. Off speed in for strike 2. The 1-2 for Kibble. Kibble turns one towards center. Tracks over to left instead to Holmes for the first out. It's the first out already in the inning. Seen more towards left center, but the wind blows it directly in the path of Holmes. That brings the top of the lineup card back up for Tecumseh. Strike 1 called. Miles Miller to the plate. It's one of those told to put a star next to before tonight. Miller watches that one. 1-1. He had a single last time up in the order. Trying to aim top of the zone, just missed it. 2-1. This one gets underneath it and hits it foul. 2-2. 2-2 is the count.
Take three.
Yeah, oh, and I think it went up, but it was really slow and it just showed the end of the graphic.
Yeah, I think it might be the internet cables.
I think it's probably the memory, maybe the computer can't run it.
This time trying to slide out of the zone. Instead, he slides out of the glove. 2-2. 3-2, should say. 3-2 the count.
Let's get a better one. Ready, two, take two. Ready, one, take one.
The payoff pitch.
Ready, four, take four.
Hit off his ankle. And Miller tries to shake that one off. Thankfully had the ankle guard in preparation in case of that one. Still full count, 3-2.
Just like something like that, just because no one could really see what happened live. So I would get it from the pitching camera. And then
Eric Cunningham on deck.
take one.
And he draws the walk.
Ready, three, take three. Just follow it.
So that one goes down to the dirt on Miller. And Cunningham will now come to the plate.
You can click this and it'll make it longer. It will start.
So as soon as I take the clip, just like do that.
Yeah, it will accept it. Still on three.
Eric Cunningham
If you don't hear me say something.
getting set in the box.
Drastic movements.
Already a solid lead for Miller at first.
Ready, one, take one.
First pitch starts off speed missing. 1-0. Cunningham last time up walked. Part of the first inning rally for Tecumseh.
Yeah, I said that way. It's probably too late now, but it's okay. Take one. Ready, four, take four. Yeah, it's too
Slapped down the right field line, foul.
late. Take three. Yeah, when I say go back.
1-1.
Okay, and numbers is the cameras. Okay. Ready, two, take two. Ready, get that picture. Don't put them on. Ready, three, take three. Ready, one.
The 1-1 from Rios. Misses outside. 2-1.
Ready, four, take four. Take three. Take one. Ready, four, take four.
This one skied up towards right field. Down the line. And three different players can't get the track on it. 2-2.
That's good. Ready, replay in.
Take a look as Rome, Fleeka, and Potter all take a track at it. Just over the head of Fleeka.
Ready, one. Anybody want to take one?
Third hand, please.
Ready, three, take three. Anybody want to take
2-2 the count again.
There is one. If not just water, take one. Ready, four.
Cunningham to right center. In for extra bases. Miller rounds third. He heads home. The throw home goes to the backstop. Eric Cunningham scores one on the RBI double. And Tecumseh is back within one. Solid contact for Eric Cunningham.
Go faster than someone else.
You see the tag not going to get in within range, not even close, because the throw not on line goes to the backstop on Miller. Off speed in for strike one. Now is Dan Workington.
The ball and the guy. I didn't care about the person on set. Yeah.
Up until you just kept following the guy that came in.
Oh, you mean after the play? Okay, yeah, sorry. Ready, four, take
Contact down past the third baseman, Spadafora. Runners told to stop at third. And runners now at the corners. And a chance to tie it, the game-tying run at third. There, good hit from the heart of the lineup from Workington. That brings LaMancha up to the plate. LaMancha struck out last time up.
Swing first and then send the batter.
This time slapped over to first, played by Rome. Throw back from Fleek, and Rome gets the double play. A tight play, and that ends the third inning. Take a look at this back and forth. Rios just getting it. And now Tecumseh is trying to appeal. They're led by Jamie Kell, we talked about. They're trying to appeal to the call. But no matter. 3-2 your score after the RBI double from Eric Cunningham. More baseball coming up. You're watching We Digital. But he was also an All-American, second team in this time to right. Fourth back line this time.
Gets across the original line of scrimmage. Tackle just shy of the first down. Burrell looks for a spot. Burrell shoots it and scores on the near side. One mistake ends up booking a trip to the prairies.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
A pitching change for Tecumseh as Kyle Breitner has now come in from the bullpen after 3 innings of work and 3 runs allowed off Micah Harris. Breitner has been on the team since 2018, a career ERA of 1.84. In fact, he in 4 games appeared in and 3 starts so far, yet to allow a run for the Thunder. He also just so happens to be the Riverside Royals 15U pitching coach. Again, so it's Breitner up on the mound. He'll face the 7, 8, 9 hitters to start off this inning. Vasquez, Potter, Suarez due up.
Leading off the top of the fourth for the Lombard Orioles, designated hitter number 6.
First up, Jordan Vasquez. Swings and misses to start, 0-1. Last time up, he hit into a 6-3 ground out. Swings and misses again, 0-2. The 0-2. skied all the way up and tracked down by the catcher, Cunningham. Just a touch bit to the backstop. Normally in past plays, that was borderline on if it was playable. This time it is. Right up to the fence. That brings up Will Potter. Fastball, strike one. Potter walked last time up. This one in for strike number 2. The 0-2. Off speed, corkscrewed back to the screen, stays 0-2. More doggos making their appearance. It is a beautiful night outside of some of the sprinkles here and there to bring your dog to the ballpark. Off speed, in for strike 3. Breitner's first strikeout. And 2 down here in the top of the 4th. That brings up Eloy Suarez. Starts off speed, but in the corner of the zone, 0-1. Stays off speed, in for strike 2, top corner. Trying to work fast is Breitner. Breitner fastball over top the head of Suarez, 1-2. The 1-2. Hit foul. And off to the street that ball goes. It stays 1-2. And swing and a miss, strike 3. And back-to-back strikeouts for Breitner. Retires the side. No hits, no runs, no errors. Nobody finding their way aboard in the top of the 4th inning. Breitner starts things off out of the pen. Blisteringly quick and blisteringly difficult to hit as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Start off this bottom of the 4th inning. Ross Barker, the 5 spot. The 6 spot, Josh Anderson. Roberto Duncan, the 7 spot. Due up in order. They will stay with Justin Rios up on the mound. Rios with the 2 runs allowed so far. Both have stayed in the ballpark, but both hits for RBIs have come off of doubles so far from Rios. So just about set to get back underway in this one. Again, the Tecumseh Thunder in the black and purple tonight. The black and orange for the Orioles. Gray pants. Telling difference between the two. The white pants for Tecumseh. Up to the plate. Number 13, the right fielder, Ross Barker. Barker last time up, popped up. Pop-up was tracked down by Fleek at second. Starts high speed, 0-1. The 0-1. Osby this time doesn't get the strike call there. 1-1. Rios, the 1-1. Foul back to the screen, 1-2. A 1-2 count. Start things off for Barker. Watches that one for a ball. 2-2. 2-2. Hard contact, right field. Tracked down by the center fielder instead by Parcell for the first out. Tack took nearly a ride up to the spectators watching from their cars. Becoming a Windsor tradition. And that brings up Josh Anderson. Anderson starts off with one fouled off himself. 0-1. Look at the previous clip. Right there. Bounced off the leg a bit, off the right one. Off speed, just above the zone. 1-1. One out, 1-1 the count. No runners aboard. Swings through it, 1-2. The 1-2 goes outside, two outside, 2-2. Hard contact, and a reminder, it's hit foul 2-2, that the Stars will be on the air against the Thunder July the 10th. We will have that coverage July the 10th here from Windsor. Essex County. 2-2 the count. Anderson to right field. Potter on the track. Gets the rundown and the catch. 2 gone. 2 straight flyouts to start off the bottom of the 4th inning.
First baseman number 25.
That will now bring up the first baseman, Roberto Duncan. Swings and misses for strike 1. Slapped down the left field line, but tracked down. Spadafora throws him out. Now 5-3 ground out retires the side. No hits, no runs, no errors, no runners left aboard here. And so, after 4 innings of play, 3-2 Orioles is your score here on Weedsville. We're back after this.
No runs on no hits. There were no errors and no runners left.
But he was also an All-American, second team in this time to right. Back line this time. Gets across the original line of
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Welcome back, everyone, to the ballpark where the Orioles lead 3-2. Top of the order, due up, Warwick, Parcell, Spadafora. First time they get the run through with Breitner. Starting off speed, missing 1-0. Swings and misses, 1-1. Breitner the pitch. Fouled away, 1-2. The 1-2. Forced to jump over it. 2-2. This time, making contact to left. Tracked down and chased down by LaMancha. First out.
Center fielder number 12, Charlie Parcell.
And a long run to get there, too. Just able to get it towards the very tail end of the pop-up / flyout. That brings Parcell up. 2 flyouts for him today. This time, beats one to right field, but dropped. Barker not able to get the grip on that one. And Parcell gets aboard. A runner at first with 1 out.
Third baseman number 16.
First hit in a while.
Spadafora.
And just bouncing off the glove. Single is called for that one. See the energy level difference. One very pumped up to be on base, the other not so pumped up to see a chance for Spadafora. Hits one pop-up. Kibble tracks it down for the second out.
First baseman number 24,
That
Trey
brings up
Romay.
Trey Romay. Straight up, basically on the contact. Romay a home run in the first inning. Starts with a fastball in the zone. 0-1. Romay slapped over to Kibble. Kibble off the bobble. Throw to Duncan. Got him. A 5-3 ground out. Closes out the top of the frame. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and a runner left on base. So, after 4.5 innings of work, we're about halfway through tonight's ball game. 3-2, Orioles still to score as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. A reminder of what's at stake coming up on We Digital. Reminder once again that we will be seeing action on July the 10th between the Tecumseh Thunder and the hometown Windsor Stars. Battle of the two Windsor-Essex County-based squads within distance of each other in the Rose City, the rivals. See that on the Wednesday the 10th. Still up on the mound is Rios, by the way, as he gets ready to face the bottom of the card, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Olivier, Kibble, and Miller due up. Concessions for the first time tonight open here at the ballpark. And plenty of young fans looking to try out the new treats. The new brick-lined concession stand just next to the ticket booth. All set to go. It's Russell Olivier.
Fifth for the Tecumseh Thunder. The designated hitter, number 6, Russell Olivier.
Olivier, the designated hitter, has played for the South African national team as part of his illustrious career. Has also appeared for the Bonneville Tigers. Also played collegiately at Fairbairn. Dribbled over to Warwick at short. Throw to Rome, gets there for the first out.
Third baseman, number 12.
So a simple chopper.
Patrick Kibble.
Played with a lot of velocity from Warwick. That brings up Kibble. Swing doesn't go around, so ball number 1. Kibble hits it foul, 1-1. Hit foul once again, 1-2. This time hits it fair, in for a base hit. Patrick Kibble gets aboard with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So that will bring up Miles Miller.
Center fielder, number 11, Miles Miller.
Bounced a couple hops short of Potter out and right. Miller so far 1 for 1 with a walk. Starts up high on the fastball, missing 1-0. Looks like some motion starting to appear up in the pen, by the way, for the Orioles. Runner goes. The throw to second gets the out. 2 gone. And the steal attempt goes for naught. Patrick Kibble caught stealing. And now the bases are empty with a 1-0 count for Miller. Skies it up. Tracked down by Rome from the first base run. And the sides retired. So 1 hit. No runners left on, no errors, no runs. 3-2, still your score after 5 innings of play here on We Digital. He was also an All-American, second team. This time to right. Forward back line this time.
Gets across the original line of scrimmage. Tackle just shy of the first down. Burrell looks for a spot. Burrell shoots it and scores on the near side. One mistake, and the booking a trip to the prairies.
A look over to the scoreboard as it is 3-2 Lombard still. They started off with a scoring early, have held on since then as we head to the top of the 6th inning in this one. A couple changes for the Orioles, by the way. Brendan Schultz now will be in center field. Also making the change at catcher, coming in for them will be Kyle Jenga. Just Prince with you here from We Digital and from Burt Lacoste Park. As the new facilities continue to be put through their paces tonight.
Leading off the top of the 6th for the Lombard Orioles.
Lead off the top of the
The
city.
left fielder, number 15.
For the Lombard Orioles, it's Dylan Holmes.
Holmes.
We followed by John Felica and Jordan Vasquez. Starting things off, fastball in for a strike. 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled sideways into the screen regardless. 0-2. The 0-2. Try to get the bottom, instead misses and goes to the screen. 1-2. Breitner doing well so far. Had collegiate experience with Southeastern Community College. Foul tipped. 1-2 still. He also appeared with the St. Clair College Saints. Originally from up in Mississauga. That one misses. 2-2. Off speed misses the top corner. 3-2. Holmes looking to get on base for the first time since the error back in the 3rd inning. And he will. 2 times aboard now. First via walk.
Second
John
baseman,
Fleeke
number 1.
now comes up.
John Fleeke.
Lika so far 0 for 2. Slap down the left field line, in for a base hit. Lika tries to stretch it to 2. Moving to 3rd goes Holmes. Lika gets to 2nd. Runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out in the top of the 6th. Pinch hitter now set to come in, Hudson Williams. Pinch hit at the DH.
Batting for Vasquez, number 9, Hudson Williams.
A big opportunity for Williams with runners at 2nd and 3rd to blow the ball game wide open for the Orioles. 1-0 the count. Nobody out. This time hit foul. Nobody will move on that one except for the fish fly. 1-1 as that goes over top the clubhouse. Making contact, foul down the left field line. Look over to the Tecumseh Thunder's dugout. They watch this with intrigue. Runners at second and third, nobody out, 1-2 the count. Cunningham to discuss things with Breitner. Breitner taking his time here. 1-2. Hit off the handle on the squeeze through. Gets the first out. So the shift works out. As Hudson Williams is called out.
Right fielder, number 8, Will Potter.
Porkington. Play tight in. No space for the runners to work. That brings up Will Potter. Potter, solid contact foul down the right field line for the first strike, 0-1. Trying to get the jumping jacks out is Dylan Holmes. He's at third. Second for Fleeka. This one rolls away. A slide for Holmes, in safe. Fleeka advances to third, and the Orioles are up 4-2. So a good recovery by Cunningham, but just not enough time to get it back over. 1-1 the count with a runner at third. One out. And this one now gets away. Fleeka comes home to score. 5-2 the score. Two straight runners come in to score after bouncing wild pitch to the backstop. Cunningham, all he could do in that one is try and flick it backwards. Base is now empty. Still 2-1, now 2-2. And all of the kids scurry. Even the dog wanted to go to scurry after that foul ball. This one bounces in the dirt. 1-1. Trying to go fastball. That one in. 1-2. The 1-2. Off speed. Lobbed up to center. Tracked down and left by LaMancha. Side is now sat down. Two runners come in from wild pitches and pass balls. 5-2. Now the score line. So we head to the bottom of the sixth inning.
For Lombard in the top of the sixth, 2 runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and no runners left. A look to the grandstand here at Burt Lacoste Park. The
Fans watch with intrigue to see now, can Tecumseh form a comeback? They have plenty of time here for the bottom of the sixth inning to do so in the heart of the lineup coming up. Cunningham, Workington, Lamentia, all due up. They've done a lot of work here at Birtwood Cox Park in the past couple of years, especially some pickleball courts. You may notice in the backdrop, there's a look at Don Papa. He talks things over with the We Digital staff while the young fans dance things along here to the Cunningham rounds his way to second. And a stand-up double to start off the bottom of the sixth for Tecumseh.
Shortstop number 16.
That's the third double today by Tecumseh. Yet again, Cunningham to get a bead for the gap. Meanwhile, live action slapped directly over to shortstop to first for the out. Cunningham stays in place on the 6-3 ground out. Simple bouncer.
Left fielder number 4.
That brings up the left fielder, Lamentia. So far today, a strikeout and a double play. Starts off speed in the dirt, 1-0. Lamentia from Tecumseh. Making contact, jumping play by Warwick. Both out, the inning's over. Cunningham called out. What a play by Warwick. And the athleticism on full display from the Orioles. A hot shot to short, a hot beat, and a flick over to second gets the inning over. So after 6 innings of play, 5-2, Lombard is your score.
For Tecumseh in the bottom of the sixth.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Welcome back, everyone, to Tecumseh. As we head to the top of the 7th inning. Breitner having a rough start to the last inning with a runner aboard and then 2 wild pitches and passed balls that set the tone for the scoreboard in this one. 5-2 now that score. And he'll have to face the top of the lineup card. Warwick, Parcell, or rather should I say Schultz, and then Spadafora due up. Just about ready to get back to play here. So far, minimal changes from Tecumseh outside the pitching change in this ball game so far. Coming off the double play athleticism, Warwick.
Leading off the top of the 7th for the Lombard Orioles, the shortstop, number 10, Jude Warwick.
Warwick, 1 for 3 here today. Had a single back in the second. Starts off watching that one for a strike, 0-1. Off speed, in for a strike, 0-2. The 0-2. Try to aim for the bottom corner again, misses off speed, 1-2. Fastball this time misses below the knees, 2-2. The 2-2 for Breitner. Hit foul off the meshing. Stays 2-2. 2-2 again. This time, a chase for right center field. Left center, the dive. A play. Miller on the catch. Miller on the grab. Gets the first out of the inning. This one drifting from center to left center.
Brandon Schultz.
But the former Seattle Mariners organization member making the catch. That brings up Brendan Schultz. He goes for the sacrifice bunt to squeeze. And it's well late. So bunting aboard is Schultz.
Third baseman, number 16, Vince Spadafora.
This brings up Vince Spadafora. Here's a look once again, going immediate bunt, and there's that speed we talked about earlier. Being showcased right there. Speaking of speed, having to be fast here, a bobble, going for the force instead. Anderson couldn't get the full grip. Took the fielder's choice instead. 2 outs here at the top of the 7th.
First baseman, number 24, Trey Romay.
Just couldn't get the turn. That brings up Trey Romay. So far today, 1 for 3 with a home run back in the first. One bounces in the dirt. 1-0. 5 runs, 7 hits for the Orioles. 2 runs, 7 hits for Tecumseh. This one skied up. Tracked down by Miller, and he gets the grab. 2 F8s in the inning, and that side is retired. So a runner left aboard after a squeeze bunt play for contact. But the inning comes to a close for the top side, at least, off this pop out as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, to the 7th inning stretch.
One hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left.
But he was also an All-American, second team in this time to right. Forward back line this time.
the prairies.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
For the Lombard Orioles.
A pitching change for the Orioles for the bottom of the 7th inning. And that brings up Hudson Williams, who was the DH when he appeared back in the 6th inning of play.
Leading off the bottom of the
They
seventh,
bring him onto the mound to face the middle of the order. Barker, Anderson, Duncan due up.
Barker.
See how he does as we get underway. Starting with a bouncer. Trying to aim for the bottom. Instead hits the plate. 1-0.
Batter's ready, yep.
1-0. Off speed way high. 2-0. Ross Barker so far 0 for 2. Hits one to the screen. That one 2-1. 2-1 the count. Fastball misses. 3-1. 3-1 is the count.
Your next batter, number 5.
Anderson on deck, and the pen is getting warmed up for Tecumseh. Hard contact, right center, down for a base hit. Throwing it back in is Miller. Rather, should say Schultz.
Number 5, Josh Anderson.
And Barker gets aboard.
Batter's ready.
So a runner at first for Josh Anderson. Anderson 1 for 2, hit a single back in the 2nd. Fastball misses to start 1-0. They are getting the pen prepared just in case here you see the backdrop, or at least some parts of it. Off speed in, strike 1. Fastball misses the top. 1-2. Or 2-1, should say. Makes contact to the gap in right center. Anderson gets aboard with the single. And now runners are at the corners as Barker makes his way to third. Back-to-back singles to start things off here in the inning.
First baseman number 29. Roberto
Solid contact,
Duncan.
able to bounce its way over to Schultz in center. For the 2nd straight play, he loses his hat. That brings up Roberto Duncan. Looking to get one out of the infield so far. He's hit a double play and 5-3. That one gets in for extra bases. All the way to the wall in left field. 1 run scores. A second waved home. Anderson trots home. It's an RBI double for Roberto Duncan.
First one's the play, second one's draw 7-8.
The tying run now at second.
A good play, and then the second one's just him crossing base.
Pretty replay. And replay in.
Hard contact.
Number 6.
Perfect spot.
Olivier.
And that just made things interesting.
Batting for Olivia, number 7.
We do have a new batter in. Number 7, Austin Olds. The former St. Clair Saint with experience both in the IBL with Welland and in the WCBL with Medicine Hat. Let's have a pinch runner in. And Brendan Renaud should say. Missing to start 1-0. Off speed in, strike 1.
What's that? Do we get the batter?
Renaud at second. Old at the plate. A chance to tie it here with one swing. Watches that one go. 2-1. Two one fastball in the dirt. 3-1. The 3-1 hit foul, and that loads up the count. 3-2. That ball somewhere in the midst of the trees. The payoff pitch. Chopped, played by Spadafora. Throw to Rome, gets an out. But the runner does move to third. So Renaud to third, 1 out.
Patrick Kibble.
Batter's ready.
Ready 4, take 4. Ready 1, take 1.
First pitch now, swing and misses Kibble.
Ready 2, ready batter, take 2.
Kibble got a single and was caught stealing last time up for Tecumseh.
Ready 1, take 1.
Watch that one, 1-1.
Ready 3, down. Take 3. After this ending, you can do a reset if you want. Make sure you save it. So yes. Take 1.
The 1-1 off speed clips the zone. 1-2. Runner at third. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning. The 1-2. Off speed, swing and a miss. Strikeout for Kibble.
Your next batter, if I can see it.
That brings up the top of the lineup card in a big spot. Miles Miller.
Center fielder, number 11. Miles Miller.
Miller, previously of Cameron University, looking to see if he can bring in the tying run. Try to go for it all there. 0-1. The 0-1 way nearly to the backstop. How about that catch to keep it going? Karenga having to save that one from going way wild. One and one. Off speed hits the top of the zone. 1-2. The 1-2 for Miller. Miller, right field, Tracked down right center by Schultz. And the side is retired. And a huge out forced by the Orioles. 2 runs come in to score off an RBI double from Roberto Duncan. 5-4, your score. 7 innings complete. You're watching We Digital from Tecumseh.
Big scores ready?
I thought you were just going to restart it.
For Tecumseh in the bottom.
But he was also an All-American, second team. And this time to right. Forward back line this time.
Gets across the original line of scrimmage. Tackle just shy of the first down. Burrell looks for a spot. Burrell shoots it and scores on the near side. One mistake, and the booking a trip to the prairies.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Welcome back, everyone, to Tecumseh, where the Thunder have made a pitching change. Taylor Pappin coming into the ball game now with experience with the St. Clair Saints, also with ICBO action with Brantford. The coach is talking things over as we come up to the top of the 8th inning. And now Tecumseh has a much different complexion of this ball game after the 2-run spark by Duncan last inning. They now will have to face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters and look to keep it at bay for the table setters for the bottom of the 8th inning. Just about ready to get back underway here.
Now pitching for the Tecumseh Thunder, number 20, Taylor
Of note,
Pappin.
Renaud is now at second after the change. Olds, remember, was brought in at DH.
Leading off the top
Wins
of the
nearly
eighth, the
coming to a
Lombard
standstill.
Orioles. The left fielder, number 15,
Leading
Dylan
things off,
Holmes.
Dylan Holmes. Followed in the order by Fleka, and then the slot, Hudson Williams was in, back in inning number 6. Starts off speed in for a strike, 0-1. Going to the fastball this time, missing the bottom corner, 1-1. The 1-1. Off speed, heart of the zone, 1-2. Top of the 8th inning. Slammed up to the air and tracked down for the catch by Barker. An F9.
Second baseman,
First
number
out
1,
of the
John
top of the 8th.
Hickey.
I'm a little crazy there.
Like 3 times and I went to 10.
One, take 2.
Now up, Schultz. Clips it. Or should I say Fleka clips it. And walking away from it is Cunningham. Let's see why. Slowly. Oh, that's in a sensitive spot. Trying to gather himself back up as the umpire makes sure he's okay. Looks like Cunningham will stay in here. One 0-1 is the count on the boards, by the way. Hit to short, played by Warwick. Over to Rome, gets the out. 2 gone. So now,
The pitcher, number 9.
after the
Hudson
chopper
Williams.
and grounder, that will bring up the pitcher, Hudson Williams. Hit to right field this time. Tracked down by Barker. Top of the 8th, complete. 2 of the 3 outs going to Barker and right. No hits, no runs, no errors. 5-4 Lombard. Still your score here in Tecumseh. So you head to the bottom of the inning.
No runs on
Tecumseh
no hits. There were no
looking to
errors
keep
and
the
no runners
offense
left.
flowing. After struggling offensively, much the way the Thunder out-hitting the Orioles, heading to the bottom of the frame, 10-7. We'll see if the offense keeps up since the table setters and table makers are heading to the plate next. Cunningham, Workington, Labatha, Lecha, all due up. A reminder that in August, all lacrosse park games you can catch for the Men's Baseball National Championships from Baseball Canada. Be sure to tune in on weedigital.ca for the opening ceremonies and home run derby on the 21st, all the way to the gold medal matchup on the 25th of August. Again, the Tecumseh Thunder hosting in partnership with the province of Ontario. So after everything that happened that last inning, it looks like we have a pitching change. So into the ball game. Now for the Orioles.
Now pitching for the Lombard Orioles.
Number 35,
Number
Trevor
35,
Fishman.
Trevor Fishman.
So they go with a right-hander after what happened the last inning and the 2 runs allowed off the double from Duncan. They look to try and settle things down here.
Leading off the bottom of the 8th for the Tecumseh Thunder, 3.
Going back to the slider. Caught for the strike, 1-2. Cunningham reaches at one. Broken bat. Caught by Warwick. So the bat shattering on Cunningham.
Shortstop
And so,
number 16.
that will bring
Dan
up the
Workington.
3-hole hitter, Dan Workington. Workington starting off watching that one for a ball, 1-0. 1 out, no runners on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Thunder trail by 1. To right field this time, in for a base hit. And for the 3rd time today, Workington putting in some work at the plate. 2 singles and a double today.
Left fielder number 4, Paul Lamantia.
Going right over the head of Fleeka and Co. But that brings up the Mencha. First pitch slider in for a strike, 0-1. This time, dribbled off the hand of Rome. Still to make the play back to the pitcher and Fishman, but that does advance the runner. Fielder's choice.
Right fielder number 13.
Solid bat down, but good speed from Workington. Some advanced over. 2 outs now in the inning for Ross Barker. Barker starts off watching that slider miss. 1-0. And from up top especially, you can just see that slider slice. Good half a zone. That time goes back off speed. That time misses, 2-0. The count for Barker. Barker hits it to the pitcher. Fishman throws it over to Rome. And he gets out of danger. The side is retired. 1 hit, 1 runner left aboard. No errors. And so the Tecumseh Thunder close out the bottom of the 8th inning, trailing by 1. It's the Orioles up 5-4.
For Tecumseh in the bottom of the 8th, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left.
Welcome back, everyone, to Tecumseh as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Justin Pertz with you here on Weed Digital Productions as we get ready to see what the 8, 9, and 1 hitters do for Lombard as they look to try and add a little bit of run support. Up by just 1. Last run scored were off of issues up on the mound with pass balls and with wild pitches. Just about ready to go for the top of the 9th inning. Potter is due to lead off to start off. Uranga due up next. Then Jude Warwick. Just about ready to get back to play here. A reminder one more time that Tecumseh Thunder will take on the Windsor Stars on July the 10th. Coverage starts 7 p.m. You can catch that on WeDigital.ca. See how things go at the ballpark. Ready to get back to play. Leading things off, Potter. Potter, a walk and 2 strikeouts so far. Popped up and foul. 0-1. Set things up, the 0-1. Half swing, still in the strike zone, 0-2. A pitcher's count, the 0-2. Swings through it, and for the second time, Potter struck out. Third time, in fact. And that brings up Uranga. Uranga starts off with a foul ball to the screen. 0-1. In the Orioles at bay so far. It's coming out from the pen for the 8th. 0-1. Down in the dirt. 1-1. Different catcher, by the way. Patrick Hibble is now at that spot. Strike 2. The 1-2. That one goes too low again. On the bouncer, it's 2-2. Two and two, the count. Hit foul down the right field line into the trees. Stays 2-2. Two. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts. Uranga now sat. That brings up Warwick.
Shortstop number 10.
Warwick with a lot of good plays out of the field. It's 1 for 4 today. Back-to-back flyouts, however, since the single back in the second. Hard contact to center. Miller not able to get to it as it goes to the gap. Over to second goes Warwick, and he's aboard with the double. So a 2-out double for Warwick.
Center fielder number 38.
Bring up the center fielder, Brendan Schultz. Eight hits now on the night for the Orioles. Hard contact, black bat splinters. Throw to first goes wild. Warwick comes in to score. 6-4 Orioles in the top of the ninth on a black bat splintering single.
Third baseman number 16.
3 straight singles from the 2 spot. So up to the plate now is Spatafora. Starting off one missing, 1-0. One and 0. This one fouled off his foot. 1-1. Spatafora so far hit back in the first inning. Since then, fly out, a pop out, and a fielder's choice. Going curveball in for a strike. 1-2. Looking to get out of the jam. This time here, Papin. And he steps off. One, two. Slap to second for the force, and the side is retired. 1 run comes in to score from the Orioles. And the Tecumseh Thunder head to the bottom of the ninth inning, needing 2 runs to tie, 3 runs to win. 6-4, Lombard, your score.
For Lombard in the top of the ninth, 1 run on 2 hits. There was 1
The Orioles
error,
will keep
1 run
Fishman
left.
in on the mound. There's a look over to the Thunder side as despite the deficit, they remain in good spirits.
I think 35 is our pitcher's due.
The Orioles, meanwhile, still nervous about how things can go. They have a doubleheader after all tomorrow against the Windsor Stars. Once again, it's Trevor Fishman on the mound. Came in last inning, did well. Only had 1 allowed hit by Workington. But now we'll have to face Anderson, Renaud, Olds. Next up on the card. Lights are now on at the ballpark. Just at the tail end of this one.
Number 5, Josh Anderson.
Up at the plate, Josh Anderson. Starts off missing the zone, 1-0. 1-0. Anderson hits this one foul. Kids go and sprint after the ball again. 1-1. One and 1. Off speed, hit foul down the left field line this time. 1-2. One and 2 at the count. Swing and a miss. Anderson struck out. And that will bring up Renaud. Renaud
First baseman,
Last
number
time
2,
came in as a pinch
Brendan
runner
Renaud.
after Roberto Duncan's RBI double. An out all the way from Amherstburg. Former Sancor Saint watching that one to start 1-0. 1-0 at the count. This one fouled. 1-1. Fishman trying to clean the ball.
1-1, 1 out, no runners.
Head nod and a time called by Renaud. Fishman ignores the time. One and one, still the count. Half swing, still through the zone. 1-2. One and two for Renaud. Fouled just off his foot again, just about. One and two. Thought about going around, instead he struck out. Back-to-back Ks from Fishman. And that brings Tecumseh down to their final strike.
Designated hitter number 7, Austin Olds.
Austin Olds now comes up. Swings through the first one. 0-1. Trying to frame that one, doesn't fit in the frame. 1-1. Olds chops it over to third. Spatafora, throw to first, and the Orioles close out the exhibition in exciting fashion. 6-4 is the final. So Lombard closes things out
No runs on no hits.
with a
There were no
9-hit
errors
affair.
and no runners
The
left.
runs starting off early provide a big enough spark, as well as the 2 runs off wild pitches to help propel them in the end over the Thunder. So on that note, it's time to say goodbye from Windsor. For the rest of our crew, I'm Justin Prince saying so long. Enjoy the rest of your evening. You've been watching an exhibition between the Orioles and the Thunder. The Lombard Orioles from Illinois take the win 6-4 over the hometown Tecumseh Thunder.